What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY. Welcome back to What's Happening Now, our look into what's happening in the underground. So, a few things has been announced. Well, I mean, there hasn't been a terrible amount of things that have been announced. One major thing that I want to talk about, but I also have a couple other things. This is going to be a little bit different of an episode of What's Happening Now. Because I do want to kind of clarify that this is not really me reporting on the news. Like, I don't want that message conveyed. I'm going to drop the whole your number two source for news, because that's not what I am. I'm not a news source. I'm not reporting on the news. This is me giving like my reaction to what's happening in the underground versus giving you the news. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a news reporter. That's not what this show is supposed to be. This is supposed to be me more or less reacting to what's happening now in the underground. So we'll kind of format just a tiny bit. In this episode, there's not a lot to go over, but I wanted to make a video about it. And there's a couple other things within. So this is actually going to it's going to be what's happening now with a little bit of what you're thinking about and a little bit of my 2 cents. Two series that I don't really do a lot anymore, what you're thinking about and my 2 cents. Pretty much because like I wanted to get away from like bullshit and drama. I think it's just everywhere in the Juggalo YouTube community, and there are people that are thriving off of that. That's cool for them, but that's not what I want to be. So in a lot of ways, my 2 cents is kind of dead, and in other ways, what you're thinking about is kind of dead in a certain point of view, if you will. But there is some things that I want to talk about in this video. So yeah, let's dive the fuck into it. First and motherfucking foremost, shout out to the members for their continued support of the channel. If you would like to be a part of that, you can hit the join button or the link in the description. I'm trying to brainstorm some ideas to offer as a perk to members. One of them I'm having is possibly monthly hangouts, if you will, where I will live stream. Another idea I have is like a case in point here now when I'm recording for what's happening now. Maybe do like a members only live stream where they can see the full thing unedited. I'm brainstorming some ideas. If you are a member or if you are not a member and you, for whatever reason, feel like there is certain perks you would like to see offered, leave a comment down below. Tell me what some ideas you have, and I'll consider them. But I'm just trying to offer something to the members for supporting the channel, and I'm struggling with coming up with some things to offer to them. I know exclusive content, I have said in the past, like I want to make videos for everybody, but if there's a way I can give like a sneak peek to members, I want to do it. But I also want it to be something that I can commit to. I don't want to offer something that I get into it and I'm like, I can't commit to this, but yeah, shout out to the members for their continued support. Let's jump right into it. I already have the article pulled up. Like I said, there's not a whole lot that was reported. My number one go-to news source is, will, and forever be Faygo Lovers. They're unbiased. They report on everything on the underground. That's why Violent J said that he doesn't go to them anymore, because, he obviously wants to only see certain things. Faygo Lovers covers it all. They're not biased. They're not agenda-driven. Nothing like that. This is the go-to source for me. If it's not your go-to source, that's cool. This is my go-to source. It's the one I've always gone to. It's the one I will always go to until Scotty D decides, I'm just going to shut down the site. Which, Scotty D, if you're watching, don't ever do that. Like, you have your son carry on the legacy. Have somebody... No, that's a lot to put on your son. But you know what I mean? Like, I would love to see Faygo Lovers continue, because they cover everything without pushing an agenda, without being biased or one-sided to anything in the underground scene. They cover it all. So that will always be my go-to source. And they are, in my opinion, the number one source. I think it was up here at one point where it used to say your number one source for underground news. That's just it. So as you see here, Psychopathic Records announced Juggalo Weekend 2024 going down, not in Joliet, Illinois, or Peoria, Illinois. It's going down in San Antonio, Texas, which I seen a lot of confusion like on Reddit. I've seen people like bring up the fact that they're upset that it's in Texas and not Illinois. I'm I mean, I'm kind of in the middle because like trying to plan for next year's events. If it would have been in Peoria, Illinois, there would have been no question I would have been there. Juggalo weekend is one event I have not scratched off my list of Juggalo events that I've been to. Ballas is another one. Those are the only two Juggalo, like major Juggalo events I've not been to. So if it would have been in Peoria, Illinois, no questions asked, I would have been there. Would have found a way to make it work, and I would have been able to finally scratch that event off my list. But it is in Texas, which is going to be a big pass for me, just because it's several states away. So the best way for me to get there would be to fly. That gets into a lot of money. Obviously, you have hotels. So for me, it's definitely going to be a pass. But they did announce it, and I think one takeaway from this, because I know a lot of people had said that it was never confirmed by ICP themselves. It was just confirmed from the Detroit Metro Times News. Like there was an interview they put out where in it they claimed that Jay said it was going down in Illinois. Now, granted, Jay is known to drop tidbit news or knowledge, or he's been known to say something's going to happen and then it doesn't happen. That could be what happened. Don't know. Obviously, it wasn't like it was just a transcribed interview. We didn't get an actual video of Jay saying that. Which, if there was a video, then we could easily chalk it up to, well, it was just Jay preemptively making an announcement that didn't end up happening because it's happened before and it will happen again. Because in that same article, they had said that the Joker card, the sixth Joker's card is supposed to drop by Juggalo weekend. And again, that's all kind of hearsay because we didn't hear it from the horse's mouth. We've seen it in a transcribed version, which that pretty much brings up like this whole topic of like not reporting on everything. And that's, I don't make videos about every little thing that happens. I'm kind of more now in the like realm of reacting to things that come to fruition. Like I used to be very preemptive. I would throw my 2 cents on a topic and then like time would go on and I would like re-look at the topic from a different point of view. And I've learned to hit pause, like when something happens, not reacting to it immediately, to take the time to process it and then touch on it. So that would be like my advice to anybody that's making YouTube videos is like take time to process what's happening. You know, do your homework, get your facts right. And if you're not 100% sure about something, make sure you're putting that disclaimer in there. Like I'm all the time saying like I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong. That's one thing I'm big about because I may be fucking shit up. Even if I'm like 90% sure I'm sure this is what's happening, I'm still not 100% sure. But I kind of truly humble myself in that way, and not a lot of people do. So that's my advice to anybody watching that's either thinking about doing YouTube or who is currently doing YouTube. Like, don't preemptively announce something. Or, you know, don't preemptively do something. Not announce. That was my brain fucking with me a little bit there. But yeah, announced San Antonio, Texas. We don't have a lineup yet. It did say in this particular article that tickets would go on sale on the 16th, which was yesterday, the day of Ballas. And I do have another window here open with tickets on sale. They will set you back a smooth, crisp $125 or $200 if you get the weekend pass. So you can save yourself $25 plus. I imagine there's going to be there's definitely going to be fees and taxes. And I believe at one point in time in the past, and again, I could be wrong, correct me if I am, but if I remember correctly, there was an event that they had once where they sold tickets to it and there was a shipping charge for like digital tickets. Like there was no tickets that got sent and there was still a shipping fee. So I don't know if that's going to happen. We could honestly pull that up right now, maybe, and just find out. Let's see. I don't want to pull that one up. I'm going to pull this one up. And I may edit some of this out. So if I did, then that's why it jumped around or whatever. Let's see. One ticket. Let's see. Add ticket. Facility fee, sales tax. There you go. 260. Jesus Christ. The ticket fee on that is 42 goddamn dollars with a facility fee of $4 and sales tax of $16.50. God damn. So to get the 2-pack, to get the weekend deal is $262. Fuck, dude. Holy shit. All right, so that's what you have to look forward to if you want to go to Juggalo weekend. Save your money now. Like, hey, there's still time. Ask Santa for a fucking fat sack of cash and use that to go to Juggalo weekend. But yeah, they haven't announced a lineup. I want to make a guess. I feel like one of the nights will be a three-headed monster event or three-headed. I feel like three-headed monster is going to be at Juggalo weekend. They did it at Hollow Wicked. They just dropped a vinyl, so I definitely know they're not hanging that project up just yet. So that's my official first guess is three-headed monster for one of the nights. And I don't know, just before coming in here and recording this, I had like this thought and this idea of they should do like the next three-headed monster project they should kind of put a flip on it, and they should have Shaggy be part of that album and make kind of the whole, and I don't even know how you would kind of do it. They could make it like a concept album, a story album, where the three-headed monster is like smashing through town or through just smashing around on Earth, and Shaggy is somebody who's trying to like avoid it. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a cool way to add Shaggy into the mix. I doubt there's any desire for them to do that, but I feel like that would be a cool way to include Shaggy, and then kind of like how they did the Mystery Seminar at the Gathering, then when they have Shaggy there, they can actually all four do a set. I feel like that'd be a really cool super group they could do, is bring Shaggy in, but have him be like, maybe even a mad scientist that made the three-headed monster. That would be cool too. Professor Shags. Yeah. Oh, shit. Let's roll with it. Professor Shags. What? Oh, no. Professor Shags, on his quest for the ultimate groove, stumbled upon this island where a three-headed monster has been obliterating everything and going on a massive rampage. Fucking A. There you guys go. There's the next three-headed monster project. Let's manifest it and make that happen. That would be the shit. That would be really cool. I think that'd be a cool way to include Shaggy. But yeah, Juggalo weekend going down San Antonio, Texas, February 23rd to the 24th. I know why. Obviously, it comes down to the venue and their available dates. But the 17th of February is a Saturday. Juggalo weekend is taking place a week after Juggalo Day, truly Juggalo Day. Now, I know in the past they've had it fall close to the date. Obviously, if the 17th is on like a Wednesday or a Tuesday, they're not going to do a fucking show in the middle of the week. They're going to do it on the weekend. They want to make it Juggalo weekend. But in this particular case, like the actual day, the actual Juggalo Day falls on the 17th on a Saturday. I don't understand. I mean, I do understand. Obviously, the venue probably didn't have that date available. But I don't know. It's going to feel, for me, it's going to feel weird to celebrate Juggalo Day and then a week later celebrate Juggalo weekend. But hey, it's a way to get 2 weekends out of the holiday, right? That's kind of cool. Like if they do a sale on Psychopathic Vault on actual Juggalo Day and then they do another sale for Juggalo weekend, that would be pretty cool. Or do some drops for the 2 weekends. That would be pretty tight. But yeah, tickets are on sale right now. They'll set you back a good $260 for one person for both days. So if you have, like, if me and Megs were to go, that's going to be like damn near $500 for us to go to this event. Which, kind of where our mindset is now is with how Juggalo Weekend and how Hollow Wicked and even Big Ballas, with how spendy it's become. Like this, if there's anyone out there who has never been to the Gathering and would love to go, honestly, at this point, going to the Gathering is worth it more than going to these other events, because they're costing damn near the same, and you're only getting like one show for Hollow Wicked, which they've been doing stuff on Devil's Night. Like Big Ballas, they only did it for one night. They did 2 shows, but in one night. And Juggalo Weekend is just 2 nights. Whereas the Gathering, especially if you are able to get the time off for work, you can make it a whole week vacation. So that's, for us, that's kind of how we're starting to look at things, is now the Gathering is starting to be more the event to go to, because it's like 4 or 5 days versus 1 or 2, 2.5 if they do pre-parties and after parties. But yeah, Yeah. All right. So moving on to, I guess, the what you thinking about section of this. I think I talked about it in the last episode of What's Happening Now. If I didn't, I seen it announced, and I don't remember if I commented on the Instagram post or not, but they are selling Into the Echo Side Epic Foil cards. Foil Epic cards. That's how that should be titled. Into the Echo Side Epic, or Into the Echo Side Foil Epic cards. It's the Epic cards. They're foil. Previously, the only way to get these was to win the Into the Echo Side tournament. Previously, it was at the DCG Con. When the DCG Con went away, they kind of migrated that to the Gathering, so that the only way you could get it was at the Gathering. I know in the past when they had when they would have Hollow Wicked at the Russell, they would actually do tournaments there. I think you could win them there as well. But anytime they hosted Into the Echo Side tournament, that was the only way you could get these cards. So what I'm thinking about with this, because my thoughts when they first announced it, I was very torn. Because similarly how I feel about autographs, I feel like it's more meaningful to go VIP or to go to a meet and greet and actually meet the artist and get the autograph. There's a memory attached to the autograph. I kind of feel the same way with these foil cards. Like, to buy them and have them is kind of like versus winning them. Like, if you're someone who won these cards and you're like, yo, I'm the only one who has these cards and it's because I won. It's like wearing a medal. Like, these cards signify that you've won a tournament. And I feel like, I don't want to say it like cheapens or takes away from that, having these being able to be bought. But ultimately what I'm feeling right now and what I'm thinking about right now is, are they selling these because they had so many that they had made and they are planning to no longer do the tournaments at the Gathering? That's a big like speculation on my part, because I feel like the tournaments definitely draw a certain crowd. Like, Megs participated in it at the Gathering this year, and I was there as a spectator. I ended up not staying long, and I heard people were getting kicked out because the AC wasn't working in the tent. So they ended up kicking people out that weren't participating in the tournament to try to cut down on body heat inside of the tent. So I don't know if this is just kind of them like wanting to get rid of it altogether. Like, maybe having the AC break like that was such a bad experience that they're just like, let's just not do the tournaments anymore. I don't know. That just makes me wonder, because I mean that would also impact if they do the movies anymore. Because I honestly, I've never really gone, other than the big money Hustlers extravaganza that they do, where they like have the props in the crowd and like have people come out and act out parts of the movie. I mean, if they did away with the movie tent, then I can see them definitely like not doing the tournaments anymore, or vice versa. If they got rid of the tournaments, I feel like maybe they would get rid of the movie tent. I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this, but it honestly made me wonder when they were selling these. It was one of two things. Because I had a homie reach out, and I haven't talked to Juggalo Collectibles yet to see how his turned out, because he just did an unboxing last night for them, and I didn't. From what I could tell, his didn't look bent, but the homie Juggalo's BD John had gotten some as well, and when he got his were bent. So probably happened in shipping, but it also raised the question for me: are they selling these because they're misprints, or because they had gotten damaged previously and they didn't want to give a tournament winner damaged cards? I could see that possibly as well, because I know low key he sells the misprints too. He sells his at a discount. He doesn't charge you $100 for it, but he does sell his misprints, because I mean, still want to try to recoup something from the item. But that was another thought I had, and honestly, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that they were damaged items that they're selling, because I feel like they would probably clearly state that. But, I mean, looking at the description here, it says brand new seal pack of 15 epic foil cards. Previously, the only way to get your hands on a set of these was to win an Into the Echo Side tournament. Long sought after, a limited amount are now available only here on the Psychopathic Vault. Get yours now before they're gone forever. That really makes me question, are they doing away with the tournaments? And for me, being like a nerdier guy, Like I'm a unique Juggalo. I'm not a horror movie fan. I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm a nerd. I love Pokemon. I got into Yu-Gi-Oh for a minute. Love Dragon Ball Z. I'm a nerd, and the Dark Carnival games was like something I was able to gravitate to and really fuck with. And I know it wasn't. I don't want to say Juggalos didn't care about it, but I feel like it wasn't well enough received for them to continue that venture and to put more money into it, especially right now when their resources are more limited. I know Violent J has said that they're making the most money they've ever made before, but that's also because they've cut down on staffing, they've cut down on buildings. You know, they're doing a lot of shit out of their house, kind of, you know, old school vibe, like old school style. And, you know, they have the largest audience they've ever had. So I feel like their resources, I feel like they're limited, but they're also not. Like, I feel like they have the means to really run with the Dark Carnival games and like start putting out more games, but also financially, like fiscally, you have to think, is this a feasible idea? And I honestly just don't think it was there. I don't think a lot of people really cared as much about the Dark Carnival games, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong in that speculation, but I feel like they're kind of abandoning it a little bit just because it's not. I don't think it took off like they were hoping, which really is kind of sad because I love Into the Echo Side. I would love for them to do more expansions. I mean, I've preached this into the fucking ground that they should be doing booster packs with new albums that come with new cards, like 10 new cards, 5 new cards even. You know, a new Epic card or a new Dark Carnival card that is the Joker card, and other cards that are themed after the album, or, you know, just things that aren't in the game yet. Like, there are so many underground artists that they could put on the underground crew. There's so many Dark Carnival cards they could come out with. Obviously, Psychopathic's a little bit more limited, but yeah, I feel like there's ways to continue to build onto Into the Echo Side, and the fact that they're not makes me wonder if it just didn't take off the way they were hoping, and it's just kind of something that they're just kind of, I don't want to say abandoning, but like just moving on from. But yeah, that's what I've been thinking about since seeing these for sale is are they planning to stop doing the tournaments? So I will definitely be looking for that when they announce the gathering. And then the last bit of something I want to do, a my 2 cents, if you will, is about Twisted's 13 days of Twistmas and kind of how lackluster it's been. When they first announced it, I'm in a Discord server, the UPC Underground Podcast Community. Shout out to them, Twisted with Us, ICP with We, Juggalo Rewind, Juggalo Judgment. Great fucking podcasts. In there's been some talks about like the 13 days of Twistmas, and how it wasn't really what we were hoping for or expecting. Like, day one was this right here, where, what was it? I don't want you to play. It's time. Day one of the 13 days is here with the Demented Duo kidnapping Sand and taking over. Enter to win a customized original Funko. So you had to order something from M&E store, and you would have a chance to win these Funko Pops. Funko Pops? I don't know. Day two, they announced the CD that they had already announced, which was kind of weird. And then day three, this is day 3 here, right? Right? Was this day 3 or was this day 4? I don't remember, because there's this video here. Oh, this is day 3. Yeah. Santa's on parade, out now. Go listen and wrap a gift or something. So day 3, which they announced it here too, which is kind of weird. They haven't announced day 4 yet, but I actually went and looked on Apple Music, and they have a new single out, which is another song off of their Christmas collection. Ain't Been Right is the name of the song. So day 4 is going to be another single, and I feel like, and I had kind of wondered if they were going to do something where they kind of released singles on Spotify for the Christmas collection CD that you could get right now, which mine will be here tomorrow. And it seems like maybe that's the path that they're going to take, which, if that was the original plan, yeah, I feel like that they did a fair enough job on the 13 days of Twistmas, but I don't know, the first two were very kind of like lackluster. And I know when they originally announced the 13 days of Twistmas, what was it? There was somebody on there that said that they didn't want to spend any more money, and somebody responded with, "You can't." Something about shopping on Spotify, and then they announced like two things where it was you had to like buy something. So that part makes me feel like the remainder of the 13 days of Twistmas is this just them releasing these singles, which should have been what they did from the get go. But yeah, I don't know. The 13 days of Twistmas was kind of weird there for a minute. Like, what were they? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but I kind of wanted to drop my 2 cents on that. Like, I feel like the 13 days of Twistmas from the get go should have been from day one, them release one song digitally from the Christmas collection, or each day they ran certain discounts on their store. That to me would be a good one. Or they ran certain giveaways. But yeah, because I know there's a lot of people that were like, money is tough right now. It's the Christmas season. I feel like a discount, though, would have gone a long way. Like, each day you got a certain percentage off your order. And, you know, you could do that every day for 13 days. But maybe people wouldn't have fucked with that. But I don't know. 13 days of Twistmas wasn't quite what I was expecting. I was expecting something different. I think it's starting to get in line with what I was expecting, which was the singles to drop from the album. So we will see how the rest of it plays out, because like I said, Santa's on Parade was day 3. Day 4 they haven't even announced yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be what did I just say that song was called? Ain't Been Right. Those are both on Christmas collection, so I feel like that's possibly where the rest of the days are going to go, which, you know, if they wanted to do 13 days of Twistmas and release the singles, but they couldn't because the album is only 11 songs long, and they needed something to make up the 13. They probably could have just released old songs, part of like a playlist. But yeah, 13 days of Twistmas, not quite hitting like what I was expecting, but it seems like it's getting ready to. So maybe we'll touch on that again. Maybe we won't. Like I said, my CD for the Christmas collection is going to be here tomorrow. I am possibly going to unbox it. I don't know yet, with a potential possible review when the time comes out, because like most of the songs on there, all but 2 tracks, are brand new that I've never heard. So, but yeah, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode of What's Happening Now. Again, clarifying, this is not a news source. I'm dropping that little catchphrase at the beginning. This is not your number 2 source. This is not a news source. This is me reacting. This is me giving my thoughts on what's happening now. So tell me down below what you guys think about what's happening now. How do you feel about Juggalo Day or Juggalo Weekend being in Texas? And how do you feel about it not even being on the actual Juggalo Day? Do you even care? It's not a big deal, but I do feel like it's kind of a missed thing, but I also get it. If the venue didn't have that date open, you got to go with what's open, and the next weekend, I guess, is just as good. So tell me down below what you guys think about what's happening now. I thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.